my understanding is you work heavily on NLP and story analysis. Why story instead of behavior, in your opinion, and metrics or sentiments alone for that matter?
Yeah, it's a great question because I have a psychology undergrad that I didn't know was going to come into play, and it has in brilliant ways. I was doing TEDx in town. I was taking my sabbatical, and I said, "Hey," I called up the guys, and I was looking for things to do. I said, "What's the worst job you have that no one's taken yet? I'll take that one." And they said, "Oh, it's volunteers." I became one of the organizing volunteers, and I managed the crazy number of people that came and helped for TEDx. And one of my co-organizers was starting a company around storytelling. He was an old brand guy out of a CPG and had been doing a lot of brand work, and he just always loved storytelling. And so we started looking at that. And what we found is, the thing about stories that are amazing, it takes us to a more primitive spot in our brainstem. When you sit in a room with 20 people, they'll all chat at each other. But if one of them starts to stand up and say, "Hey, I want to tell you a story about my granddad, or the first time we went fishing," or whatever, and that person starts telling that story, there's an immediate empathetic response from everybody in the room who also hushed up to listen to that person speaking. And the person speaking gets an empathetic response and an empowerment from that effort. And it's all human. It's us, it's instinctual in us. So stories have a magic potion to them, but also, unlike all the other data, I like to call the monkey clicks, the surveys and all the reviews and everything else, a story forces you to kind of go within yourself. And we ask for stories to kind of pull out the heartfelt perspectives of the person, because what we want to know is what they need. So if you're a scientist, if you're in exercise, let's say you're an energy drink or something, you can survey somebody and say, well, "Do you like grape or strawberry?" And you'll get an answer. But what you don't get necessarily is what that person needs from you. And so I think there's a deeper understanding in exercise. Why do you exercise? Do you exercise because you want to beat your brother at it? Do you want to, get a more mental health? Do you want to lose a little weight? What's driving you? And then as that energy drink, if you can connect to the drivers, you got a much better position in getting sticky with that person. And so that's why we use stories, to get closer to people, to really pull out from them what they feel and need. And frankly, give them a voice. And a lot of people feel like they don't have a voice today. So, we all, we wake up and get 2 petabytes collected on us, but nobody really cares. They want to know what I'm doing so they can send me an ad. And part of that, I'm going to the next topic, but since we've been the free product, we're getting free, and we're the product. Tech is driven on a model right now that essentially doesn't care how we feel or what we think or what we need. As long as we click on the ad, that's the goal, right? It's ad revenue. And I think we've run that race. I think that's a pretty interesting topic all in itself.